Fiji's Prime Minister, Frank Bainimarama, has apologised to 3 New Zealand journalists detained overnight in the capital, Suva. The journalists from the media organisation Newsroom were released without charge after the government intervened over what it says were the actions of a rogue group of officers. Sally Round reports.
Newsroom's co-editor Mark Jennings, investigative journalist Melanie Reid and cameraman Hayden All were released this morning after being held for 13 hours. They'd tried to interview a Chinese resort developer, Freesol Real Estate, accused of environmental damage on the island of Malolo near Nadi. After an uncomfortable night at the Central Police Station, Mark Jennings recounted their arrest.
Last night we were arrested for allegedly forced trespass. We thought that was a joke. We really thought someone was playing a joke on us when the police knocked at the door and said, "You need to come down to the station. Somebody's made an allegation of trespass against you."
Fiji's Prime Minister Frank Bainimarama interrupted today's Parliament sitting to make what he called an urgent statement of national importance, which condemned the police action. He says he heard of the detention this morning and the Fiji government immediately demanded the trio's release.
I have spoken with the Commissioner of Police, who has assured me the detention of these journalists was an isolated incident undertaken by a small group of rogue officers. A full investigation into why these officers would use such heavy-handed tactics will be undertaken.
Mr Bainimarama tweeted a photo of himself meeting the group and said he'd apologised to them for the treatment. The group also posed for photos with the Police Commissioner Sitiveni Ngiliho around a table laden with food. Mr Jennings says it's been a bizarre experience.
From being in a holding area in downtown Suva police station, which I can assure you is no 5-star hotel, to being given a police escort to Parliament and brought up to see the Prime Minister and given a formal apology. It doesn't happen every day, that's for sure.
Mr Bainimarama told Parliament the news media had been an ally in accountability, helping to expose illegal environmental destruction by the company Freesol.
We need to send a strong message to Freesol, real estate development and other developers looking to cause us harm, that they are not welcome to operate in Fiji.
The detention will be an embarrassment for Fiji as it comes in the middle of a visit from the UN Deputy High Commissioner for Human Rights, Kate Gilmore. The General Secretary of Fiji's Media Association says the detention has been very damaging for the country's image. Stanley Simpson says no one should be put in jail for asking questions or writing a story. He says the media in Fiji has come through a very tough decade.
We had the feeling that we are moving on and we're free to do our work, but seeing this kind of action is really disturbing, it's disappointing. And we want assurances from the government that this not happen again and must not happen even to any local journalist or any journalist at all.
A representative of villagers on Malolo Island, Orisi Vuninavanua, says they're not surprised the journalists were detained. He says the police have been used to intimidate and stop inquiries into Freesol's development, which they say has desecrated beaches, mangroves and reefs. Mr Vuninavanua says villagers have sought legal action over the disputed land and a magistrate will hear the case in Nadi next week. For Checkpoint, Sally Round.